Hey.
Hey, I don't know for a while. We're our official streaming is not till Tuesday. We have an episode we're gonna do or something we're gonna talk about. But this weekend we decided we might as well test our new live streaming stuff on, and we do have something on Suzanne Morphew. I see we have one view and one concurrent user. That's great. I don't know if somebody can hear us. Trying to figure out how to. I'm trying to figure out how to, what do you call it, see the live chat in one screen. It was working the other day, but I don't see. If there is someone on, if you can pop in the chat, that'd be great.
Yes.
Otherwise,
This is our first time,
no
so bear with us.
worry. Studio mode. What is this? I'm afraid to click on anything because it might stop the studio mode. What the heck? I worked on this the other day and it was fine, but now it looks a little different for some reason. But anyhow, I tell you what, we're going to divide and conquer here, Chirac. What we're going to do is, why don't you talk about what we learned with Suzanne Morphew on the update of the autopsy. And as you're doing that, I'm going to finagle this a little bit. I'm going to try to see if I get this
That's
wrong.
fine.
Sound good?
So just want to let people know that this is the Studio 70 channel. This is about Suzanne Morphew. She was she was murdered. Well, now we know this is a homicide case, right? So as of April 29th, 2024, they found the autopsy report on her, which was very interesting. So they found animal tranquilizers in her system, which is very interesting. And this is shocking news for some, and some people's like, I know that would happen. I know. So, but at least we have some type of evidence that this is DNA. So there was about approximately 4 or 5 in her system. They animal tranquilizers. Now, bear with me with these words, but the first one was butorphanol. I think
Hey, are you swearing?
or butorphanol.
You might be swearing in some other language.
I know, probably, yeah. But butorphanol. That's more correct. A Zapovoid, mediatomidine.
Was that dance in the 80s?
Probably so. And also it was opioid.
Okay.
Right? So those were the ones, opioid, yep. So that's like a painkiller as well. So these was found in her system, which was interesting.
Yeah.
And so when they came out with this evidence, everybody was like, oh, we know who. But guess what? They never found the casing of this as well. And they also found some other things. We don't want to just talk about that, but they found some clothing, like a padded bra in some area. A Nike tank top was there. So they found some collecting of clothing. Now, this was not just a one-day research. This was more than one day. But they found out there was no struggle. No, when I say that, is usually they found out there was no struggle in that area, and also like no blood. And usually when something is struggle, they have like they even went to the trees area, like the limbs was all settled. They was all in place. Sometimes people notice things like that, and you really have to pay attention to details to know things like that. But but these was justly what they found. No human. There was non-human bones and human bones, because she was just bones at that time. So this was a 3-year stretch. So 2024 is now.
That's a good question. And a quick question for you too. So that's great to put that in perspective. It's all that time.
Yes.
Now I heard something. Now you looked into it in more detail than I did. Was there anything that said about animals? Because there was a big thing about, maybe animals got to the body.
Well, they said that they found human bones and non-human bones in the area too.
Okay.
So they thinking, but let me just be clear on this. Barry is not a suspect. I want to be clear on that. And this is
everything is allegedly.
And this is allegedly, and remember,
entertainment purposes only.
This is for educational, entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research.
Mm-hmm.
And always just be kind to others. We are definitely just trying to gravel and look at this information just as well as you're looking at this information. You may know more than we do, but one thing about us, we try to get facts and research versus mostly speculate, don't do much of speculation, but sometimes that has to
Yeah,
be
yeah, it comes into
injected.
play.
It has
Yeah,
to
we
be
start
injected,
with
but we don't start with it. We
yeah, we
start
start
with
with
the
the data,
the
the
data
analysis,
exactly.
then we
But
work to
then we
logic,
work
then we
in
work to
logic. Yeah,
speculation. Yeah,
exactly. That's on our back end, not our front end, which some
exactly.
people are
That's a good way to
different.
put it.
Yes. So this is just interesting information that we found is just great. And if you'll find anything else out there, so what's happening next is the question, right? Say they found this April 29th, 2024.
Hmm.
The tranquilizers in her system, and we know they
So
cause
we know that that poison or that
yep.
makeup in her
Mhm.
autopsy matches
Mhm.
tranquilizer gun,
Exactly.
basically. And I wonder who had
Intoxication,
that.
and also, it cause drowsiness. So all
Okay.
of these stuff will make any animal go down. Imagine she was approximately what, 120, 120
Yeah, and
pounds.
that's the thing because it makes it sound like reading that result there. It looks like did she die from that? Like, do you think that? Of course, this is your opinion. Do you think when she got shot by a tranquilizer gun, it was so potent that it killed her, or that was just in her system?
Well, with this, with, if you, yeah, definitely, it could have killed her, right? It makes you drowsy, and that's why, and they use this on animals. That's what you want to do. That's the purpose of using this,
Yeah.
is to get them drowsy, get them down, and also then you can actually attack, and they will either die or you can kill them. Yeah. So, yeah.
So unfortunately, yeah, obviously it sounded like it was just the bones. They don't know if there was any secondary thing. And now we're getting really speculation because we just don't know what happens. I mean, the tranquilizer could be a couple things, right? The tranquilizer could be potent enough, maybe I'm assuming maybe to kill. I have to research that a little further. Could that dosage kill somebody? Number two, did it knock the person out so they can do something else to them?
Yes.
The really
Yes, it
mode
could
of
be.
death.
Yep.
Or could it have been, my I won't say it. Chirac knows my. This is totally speculation
Mhm.
because we just talk about this in conversation. I said, well, Barry, in order to look at his daughter, this is all allegedly, but to look at his daughters and saying, I didn't have
Mhm.
nothing to do with it. I wonder if he could have used that to incapacitate her, but then have other people take care of her from there. So that's why maybe you have other DNA. That's maybe why he could like in his mind say to his daughters, "I didn't do it. I didn't do the deed," type of thing. That's complete speculation
Yeah,
and
because
stuff.
you still gonna
We don't
say,
know.
I'll say, if you did it or not, you still want to look your kids in the eye and say you didn't do it,
Yeah,
even if you
it's
did,
just spec.
because
But yeah,
technically, if you a part of it, right? They, you
yep.
definitely, you did it. You might as well say you did it because you actually initiated it. This is something without your
Mm-hmm.
part in it, she would still be alive. So was it? It's speculated that day. Of course, he probably came home. She was texting her boyfriend at the time. He probably was like, "Oh, she got a smile on her face. What she's doing?" He probably could have looked over her shoulders, like seen a picture of him, and then that could have been a motive right there. And she could. He probably was like, "You know what? He probably just did that just to, because out of, sometimes people react on
Mm-hmm.
that's some people, sometimes they just react just because they see a type of behavior, they see something. So that's who knows, but I don't think it was like pre-planned. If I'm not even saying he did it, but I'm just saying in a sense where,
Chat works. Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
We
so
don't know. I mean,
we
and
don't
plus
know.
two, we
And
know
like
a
you said,
cartridge
he's
was
not.
missing. Right, one of those tranquilizer cartridges was found
Yes,
empty.
it was found empty, but they
Um,
still can't find, like, they didn't find any at the site.
it'd be really curious to say, what's the likelihood? I'm sure they're building up behind the scenes, build up the case, and plus, I know a lot of that, Barry suing, so there's a whole sensitivity around here. But I like to see how many people in that general area have those type of guns and those
Right,
tranquilizers
and some
and that
hunters,
type.
actually some specialized hunters, was saying that they don't even use that for tranquilizer
Right.
for animals. So that's interesting as well, because, but you got to realize some people use certain different things for certain things, right? So just because the other hunters, specialized hunters, don't use it, who knows? Maybe Barry does use it. So everybody don't use the same thing when they do something. That's like when somebody bake a cake, right? I always try to use analogies. Everybody don't put in the same ingredients. So who knows? Like I said, he is not a suspect. I want to keep that clear. And he's still saying he's innocent. He's still
Yes.
saying he's innocent. But
Yes.
this new
You know that they're.
autopsy is just amazing. It's
Yep.
just like, and it's not surprising to some people. I knew, because we saw him. saying he had this squirrel and he was some chickmunk. He was chasing a chickmunk. And people was like, when you chase a chickmunk, there's no way that because they usually hide. They so small, they can go under they can go under
Yeah.
stuff. So how can and is that normal behavior? Is
Well,
that something you
well,
always
not only
do?
that, remember the episode we did? If you guys haven't, it's in if you go to our channel and go under the Morphew, I think there's one chipmunk deep. Oh, hey, somebody's there. Oh, awesome.
Hey
Hey,
guys.
let's see. We got Lucas
Hey Lucas.
and CM. Hey, thank you guys so much for chatting here. I spent so much time. This stuff. So I don't want to bore you guys, but there's software you got to kind of hook up and connect.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yada
So
yada.
it says, hey, how are your guys? Our live,
Autopsy thing that popped up.
right? We want to give you the
And we
update
said-
on that, and we want to continue to give you updates. So, it says Quelly. Oh, hey, Quelly and Tom, right?
Yeah.
How you doing today?
Wow.
Now, where you from?
We want to see if the stuff works, and it looks like it's working. So that's awesome. It took us a little bit. Sorry about that, but yeah. Let's see if they can come back in the chat.
And do we chat back to them, right?
Yeah, I can type. I can
so
type.
say, hey
I was gonna
guys, how
be.
you doing? So
Oh, they can hear us too.
Yeah, but we could just say
So.
something back.
Let's see.
But that's awesome. Now, what do you think about the case?
If I can type right. Oh my goodness, I can't type it very.
Thanks.
Oh, I'll just say thanks. I know I can't type.
Oh my goodness.
Very good. Checking in
From Jersey.
in
Okay, so we have
Jersey.
people from Jersey watching us.
Woo!
Nice.
Look at that.
You can take your time and
Nice.
type slow. You could just say how Yeah.
Excellent. I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah.
Thank
So,
you, thank you.
have you been following this case? Do you know anything about the murder?
From France. We just missed you, Lucas. We were in when we were in France. We were in Paris.
March 26th, right?
March 21st, 22nd, 23rd,
Yeah.
24th. Somewhere between the 20th and 24th, we were in Paris, France. Oh, I forgot the name of our hotel.
From France, near Paris.
Yeah, we were
We
near
were
Paris.
there.
We were in Paris, yeah.
You probably knew.
We had
were
a
there.
ceremony near the Eiffel Tower, actually. We're out there. We should share. I don't know if we could share pictures here. We'll need to share some pictures on our community board.
Well, if you look at the shorts, you can see it there.
Oh, yeah. There's a short that we did
Probably
from
saw the
Paris.
short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We loved it there. Oh, my God. People were so nice, so sweet. And we loved the local food. I drink red wine. I like some of the wine there. It was very good. Yeah, I can't say enough about it. I'm really looking forward to going back to France.
So, Lucas, what you think about the case?
Yeah, the Morphew case,
The Morphew. Yeah, we have an update on the autopsy.
And Lucas and CM, we gotta. Well,
Okay.
you know what we should do? What's that?
What do you think about the?
Well, they can hear us.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
Can you hear us? I don't know.
They can't talk back, but yeah, they
I
can
mean,
do it through the chat. They can.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on
that's what I want
delay
them to do to
too.
the
It's kind of
chat.
weird because sometimes the streaming is on delay. Let us know what you all think of the Morphew case
Yeah.
and autopsy results. Okay. I'm sorry, I can't see it very well. Autopsy results. The best food is fresh. Yes, absolutely. We took pictures of our
I
food.
love the food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It was
I love the
good.
food. I think it's better than our food. I want to say.
Oh yeah, it is for the price. Let's see. I don't know much about the case. I'm listening to what you guys think. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So, a little bit about the case. We can talk about.
So really quickly, in short, Suzanne Morphew, basically, she was married with two girls. I think they're in their 20s to Barry Morphew. And make a long story short, she was having an affair with a boyfriend, ex-boyfriend from high school. I think Barry caught on to it. She thought Barry was cheating. There's some
there was
recording,
some text
but
reporting for that, but she actually was.
on the morning day of Mother's Day in 20. Oh boy, I'm getting this confused with Watt's case. When was this?
Yeah, this was
2019. I forgot. We just did it. We just literally got done recording a case on the Watts case. But basically, the morning of Mother's Day, she supposedly went out for a bike ride and never came back.
it was
And the
2020.
husband basically reported her missing. And then later they found her bicycle like not too far from the house and her helmet, but never found the body. You know, he was basically charged with the murder with a lot of circumstantial evidence. A few years later, they
He was
found her
released.
body like 40 miles away from the house. I'm just giving the highlights. We got in one of our episodes, we go through the case a little bit, and then we also mentioned some other podcasts that have a lot more information.
So what he said, I was searching about the Suzanne Morphew case updates video, and I found your
Oh,
book. Nice.
nice. Well,
And sorry
thank
for your,
you.
your English. No problem.
No problem.
We was trying to speak. We were trying.
We were trying so hard to pick up some French. Chirac knows how to speak Spanish because we went from Paris. We took the high-speed train to Barcelona, but we were trying really hard to speak a little French.
But one great thing they had was definitely the QR, so it was in different languages.
Yeah,
Some of the
yeah.
restaurants. So yeah, they definitely.
And I'll be honest with you, I used my Google Translator, and it worked perfectly. People knew exactly what I was saying, but I felt bad because when you connect with people, and like I said, people were just so sweet there. You want to try to, speak some of the language, just to be more personable.
Yeah.
We did a couple words the best we could, but I think if I go back, I'd want to learn up on it. But back to the Morphew case. So I know we just gave a quick overview. There's a
Yes.
lot more here, but basically, there's a lot of circumstantial evidence that was against Barry. They took him to court. The case was dropped. It is a difficult language to learn. Yeah, it's I can say merci beaucoup, merci, but some of the words. Remember, I asked our driver some words, and I was just my mouth doesn't move.
Yeah.
Doesn't move like that.
But they call it the romance.
It is.
It just
Oh, yeah, it's
sounds
very
so
romantic there.
suave.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, and the food. And now I'm thinking that food. I mean, we pay the same amount here, but the food isn't as fresh and as nice. And yeah, we're definitely gonna go back there for sure. But yeah. So I'm sorry. Back to the Morphew case. So Barry, merci beaucoup. Yes. Awesome. Woohoo. Hope I got that okay.
I say mercy.
And so Barry was brought to court, but the charges were dropped because they basically
sufficient
they didn't
evidence,
have the body. There wasn't sufficient, but they left it where if they did wind up getting more evidence,
he can be
then he could be taken back to
to
court.
court.
And with this autopsy report, what's happening? He was a avid hunter,
Yes.
and through the whole investigation, they found one empty cartridge of this tranquilizer in, I think it was a wash machine, okay? The reason why that's important, you don't usually shoot that if you're shooting like deer. It's like for heavy duty stuff. And then not only that, but based on his GPS of his phone, they were guesstimating that when he got home, they could see he was doing this quick zigzag, like he was running around the house. And he was saying, oh, I was taking my gun, I was shooting chipmunks at a time. But the investigators really thought strongly he was chasing his wife with the
yes, and a lot of her friends also. I think when her friends actually spoke about the case and was saying that this is not a surprise because she knew that that Susan was going through this. And I noticed that I don't know one thing we talked about, but his vehicle was near the helmet. They found like they pinged his vehicle near the helmet where Susan helmet was. So, but it's not sufficient enough to like.
It wasn't sufficient enough. And we have an episode, if you check out, if you go to our channel and we have playlists, if you go under Morphew, there's a lot there. And one of the episodes I talk about how everybody's focusing on Highway 50. That's like the major highway where, he traveled east and west on. But there's another route called 226. It's like a dirt road. And if you notice where I go through it in pretty detail, where they left the bike and where they left the helmet is exactly around that route. So right when you leave his house, you go on his Route 26, the bike is right there. Then you keep going. When you come out where it meets Route 50, guess where the bike helmet is? Right across the street. So it's really kind of weird.
Area.
It's in that area.
And he was in that area too.
He was in the area too. But now, what's really interesting, we're live and we're talking about this case in terms of the autopsy. It's saying what's the cause of her killing. At least she had some what they call it, not intoxication. What do they call it? She had in their bloodstream, where she had in the bones the what do you call that, Chirac?
What are you talking
The
about?
poison, the autopsy report.
Well, yeah, we talked about the autopsy
Well, I just want
before.
to say it again because I'm not sure when
Oh yeah.
it's intoxication, they call it.
Oh yeah.
The drugs were marked compound injectable
Hmm.
chemical
Right.
immobilizer for wildlife. So it matches like what basically Barry had.
Yep. And it
Not,
immobilize you.
and it definitely is
And
a homicide.
sedation
It,
as well.
that was
Yes.
their opinion. So basically, one, how many people in that area, because it's kind of a remote area, there's not a lot of houses around there. How many people in the area have this, wildlife type dart and would go around shooting people on the mountain lion thing?
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah. Oh yeah. And I think we have that in one of our episodes. Oh yeah, we have another episode. They got to check out where we go through all the possibilities. The mountain lion, he mentioned that millions. That
Yeah.
was
I
early
think
on.
that's
You're
what
right. That was
he said.
crazy.
Mountain lion.
Mountain
He
lion. The
has a
mountain lion
huge
did it.
flag. Yeah.
And then
Yeah, the
we
mountain
looked
lion.
it up, and the mountain lion doesn't even have because he said, mountain lion could have grabbed her and dragged her off.
Yeah.
And I did research. Mountain lion's not strong enough to do that, by the way. But yeah, you're right. That is a huge red flag. That's what we need to get. We always talked about it for episodes, and we'll do it one
Well,
day. We're
one
going to get
thing
a red
also they
flag
talked
after a red
about even
flag.
the animals, just not the mountain lion. The way
Yeah.
and this is something that we don't know. The way the animal attacks a person, they said was like impossible because usually they attack a person a certain way, which something I never thought of. But until I was start doing some investigation, I was like, wow, that's interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So now it's going to be really interesting to see what they do from here. My guess is, Barry's now suing the I don't know if it's the state or the investigators.
Yes,
Now that he
that
was
was very
found,
strange. Someone
they dropped the
agreed.
case, and now he's suing him for because he was held and all this stuff. But I know at the same time, I'm sure the investigators are like, okay, this is the piece we need. Let's focus on the tranquilizer gun, because how many people have tranquilizer guns, and who would drive by and find this woman riding her bike and shoot her with a tranquilizer gun? In some way, he kind of pigeonholed his story in that she was out riding a bike, because that's another thing we covered.
Oh,
Did she
another
even
thing
ride a
about
bike at all?
But the other thing that was mentioned was that she normally takes her car and throw her bike in the car, and then she goes for a ride. She just doesn't take her bike. She takes her bike into her car, and of course with everything else, her cell
Well,
phone and everything, and then she
exactly.
drives to a location. Yes, first, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the lawsuit will go very far. I'm assuming you mean the one that Barry has against.
Well, he was arrested, and I guess that's what he was.
It could
Yeah,
be
allegedly. So it may not go far. Yep, we could. That could be
this
possible.
tranquilizer gun. That's going to be. Hopefully they'll do it right. Hopefully the investigators will get everything together with this thing, because, like I said, how many people? And then now that he said she was riding her bike, and when we had this community vote where we got everybody that our listeners to vote in on it, a lot of people don't think she even was alive during that morning, riding her bike that Mother's Day morning. That she most likely was murdered the day before, and we go through it, and a lot of people agree with that. At least our community agreed with that.
Yeah.
So, but he said that she was probably riding her bike. Well, how many people are going to drive by and say, "Hey, look at that woman. Yeah, she's good looking. Let me shoot her with a tranquilizer gun."
Yeah, but like they never found her cell phone. So normally when someone rides their bike, especially like her, she's a cancer survivor. You're not gonna have your cell phone on you. Where's the cell phone?
Exactly. Oh, and I'll get to that in a second, but just to read the comments. Yeah, exactly. Against the state, I don't think it would go very far either, because they had
What's
cause.
the other one
But
says?
who knows?
Against the city.
Yeah,
State.
they're just clarifying that. I was saying it said I don't think the lawsuit would go very far, and I was trying to determine which one that they meant, and they're just saying the one against the city state, whoever he's trying to sue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but that was the thing too. The first thing he said is, they find a bike. The first thing that Barry says when the police called him and say, "Hey, we found her bicycle. Did you find her phone?" Remember that always, I always tell you this offline. I said that always bothered me. Why does he say the phone? Like, did you place the phone somewhere? It's just really weird. But I think obviously Barry's involved. I'm hoping they're going to build a case on this to get their
Yeah.
ducks in a row and really do a good job because, I mean, this really kind of narrows it down. Like I said, who's going to go drive around? I mean, is it possible? Sure, but it's kind of getting out of the realm of possibility. Someone's going to drive by and say, "Hey, look at that woman over there. Let's go shoot." Or I mean, and if they say, "Well, maybe she got accidentally shot with a tranquilizer gun," I'm sorry, it's not like a regular shotgun where you shoot, oops, you missed. I mean, a tranquil gun is purposeful. You got to be in the line of sight, right?
Right.
I don't know.
Yes,
It'll be
because they
interesting
had
to see what he comes up with.
right, because they had some other speculations before because there was some prowlers in that area. Like even when they found Suzanne's body, they was really looking for someone else. They was not even looking
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Suzanne.
absolutely.
So there was some prowler or something in that area. They called it, or either a rapist or someone that was in that area. But
It
now that's since they found tranquilizer in her system
right.
and and this is DNA, this is proof. So they actually had to omit that. That doesn't work anymore. Then
Yeah. So let's see. It'll be interesting to see what happens. And I tell you that if Barry did do it, now there's the let's say even if he does get convicted and all that, did he do it by
allegedly,
him allegedly? Did he do it by himself? Again, I always say that there's this other DNA we don't know who it is, and I have this theory. If he doesn't want to, you know, in his mind take the fall for it, and did he have somebody? Because he's in the cash business, right? He does this construction. There's times where I'm sure he's getting money. Did he pay somebody off to just take care of the situation for him too? Who knows? We won't know. We may never know. But
right?
this is news where it's another strike against Barry. It's pretty damning. It's still circumstantial.
Yes,
I'm
and
gonna
we would
see
just
what they
keep you
do.
posted if
Yeah, I'll
anything
keep you
else comes
posted.
up. We just want to say thank you for
Thank you, and
joining
for
as
for
well.
Lucas and Quell for
Lucas,
joining. Thank
yep,
you so much.
CM, and
Yeah.
okay,
And just want to say our official live stream, our first one. This was kind of a practice. We see
yeah, we
who
just
was
want
out
to thank
there. Just get make sure
yes,
make sure to get the cobwebs out. Make sure we know what we're doing. So on Tuesday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. So those Lucas, like you're in France, we appreciate you. I don't. Let's see. I forgot now. Was it 7 hours ahead? That's gonna be kind of late.
oh yeah.
But
What time is it over there now, Lucas?
oh, I think it's many hours ahead. But thank you so much, and I'm hoping
So,
Lucas you could join. If not, please subscribe
well, it's
and
like what
catch up.
7 now? What time is it now?
I could ask Siri. Hey Siri, what time?
It's 12:56 a.m. in Paris,
Oh,
France.
It's
so you,
late. It's
yeah,
late out there. Thank you,
yeah, it's
Lucas,
late
for hanging
now.
out there late.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll have to
it's
keep
late
that in
out
mind.
there.
We'll try to do some shows earlier because we know we have a bigger audience here. I mean, meaning spread out. And so 7:30 Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday. If you can't make it, you can always watch it afterwards. 1 hour a.m. Ooh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's 1 hour.
Oh my goodness.
So
Meaning it's 1 a.m.
yeah,
It's
it's
in
I
the
know.
morning. Well, thank you for
That's
staying up
awesome.
late and listening to us. We appreciate you. Thank you, Quell, too. I know.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate your coming in.
I'm trying to figure out how to do the outro here. Well, I guess we could do an outro. Anyhow, thank you all. Thank you guys for
Studio
joining in and
70.
helping us
I'm
test this out.
Shavak.
And I'm Eju, and thank you so much. And catch us next time. Studio 70.